Hello, Gold Derbyites. Welcome back to another edition of Awards Magnet, coming to you at the end of a long, long awards week. We're recording this a little bit early in the week, but you're hearing it on Friday, after which we've been through the Gotham Awards, the Indie Spirit Awards, the New York Film Critics Circle. Marcus, help me out. What other awards am I missing there?
Did you mention Critics' Choice?
Not yet. No, that's true. Critics' Choice. That's happening today. So as you're listening to
Yes.
this will have happened
The
by the time.
people watching this already know the noms, and we don't.
Exactly. There,
But we're here to talk about the Golden Globes.
That's right. We're here specifically to talk about the Golden Globes. I'm Deputy Editor Ethan Alter. That voice you heard was our Senior Editor Marcus James Dixon, and that other voice was our other Senior Editor Denton Davidson. And we are looking ahead to Monday when we hear the Golden Globe nominations for both film and television. Now we've been in film mode all this time, so it's a little weird to suddenly be pivoting back to TV. But TV shows still need their awards. So we're just going to talk about them. We're going to predict what we think is what you're going to hear on Monday morning, and we'll be back on Monday with our instant reactions to what you do hear in the moment. So that's our plan. Gentlemen, are you ready to start talking TV? I know all we've been doing at Gold Derby recently is I'm talking about movies, but where are you in your TV mindset right now?
I mean, TV, I've always felt like TV is better than film, and I'm kind of an outlier in that respect, but I'm very, very happy to be talking about some of my favorite shows this year.
Nice.
When you told me we were coming to do this, I was like, let me go back and remember what was even on television this year. I mean, I don't think I've been paying as close of attention. It's going to be interesting this year, though, because the Golden Globes, we're talking about like a new voting group, and it's going to be interesting to see who they choose, because before it was like they wanted the shiniest new thing. So I would have been like Kim Kardashian for All's Fair, absolutely. And now it's like probably not. Are they rubber stamping the Emmys? Like, we don't know where this is going to go. So we're kind of like figuring this out along with everyone else this year.
Exactly. We're muddling our way through. But in addition to shows that have been hanging around for a little while, heading into the Golden Globes, so thinking about things like Adolescence, which we've been talking about for a while, certainly all through the Emmys, The Studio, Severance, another one. There are going to be some new shows that have debuted within the past few months. Are going to get their first sort of taste of the awards season. So there are a bunch of different titles. Are there any of the new crop of shows that you're particularly a big fan of, Marcus? What are you watching right now that's debuted in September?
There's a lot of good ones, but if I had to pick one, it would be Pluribus. I'm just so in love with the show. It's so different. It's so original. It's so brand spanking new. Vince Gilligan from X-Files, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. This is his latest show. Ray Seahorn from Better Call Saul finally is a leading lady, ladies and gentlemen. She's no longer supporting. Vince Gilligan loves doing this. He loves bringing supporting people like Bryan Cranston and Bob Odenkirk into the front, into the lead roles, and she's just fantastic. We'll talk about some of these categories later, but I think she's a very, very strong possibility to win a Golden Globe here for this.
And she famously was blanked by, as Better Call Saul was itself, at the Emmys all the time. Remind me about the Globes history, though. Did she ever win a Globe during the run of Better Call Saul?
No, I don't think she won much of anything except a Gold Derby award. We gave her an award for the final season of Better Call Saul. And if no one's seen it yet, it's on Apple TV. It's about this woman, Carol, named after Carol Burnett, a famous guest star that was on Better Call Saul. And she's basically living in a very strange apocalypse where everyone else on the planet is very happy, and which makes her the most miserable person on earth because she's not one of them. And so I don't want to spoil anything. That's kind of the very basics of what the show's about.
Absolutely. Denton, what's been on your watch list?
So I'm a little late to this party, but I just got super into The Chair Company, and it's on HBO. Tim Robinson is the creator and star of this, and he plays this guy who's sort of like a neurotic, odd person, and he's giving a presentation at work, and he goes to sit down, and his chair collapses underneath him, leading to an embarrassing moment. And then he's like trying to go figure out who created this chair and caused him this trauma. And it goes down like a rabbit hole of conspiracies. And it's just weird. I'm into anything weird. I was trying to figure out like what the genre would be, and it's perfectly listed as cringe comedy. And I think that's the perfect description of what I would be into. And it's cringe comedy, and I'm rooting for The Chair Company. I think it can get in at the Globes. I really think it can. It's gotten great reviews, but it's going to be interesting to see how it performs with some of these strongholds that already have like one foot in the soil.
Absolutely.
I love how you said you're into weird things. I do not want to see your internet history at all.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Don't do the Wired autocomplete feature.
Care company, where address.
And Ethan, what was yours?
Yes, and then for myself personally, staying in the HBO Max realm, I'm a big fan of I Love L.A., which is the Rachel Sennett comedy. That I feel every time I tune in, I do feel like someone's going to say I'm too old to be watching, and that I should go away and let the youngs have their fun. But I but I really enjoyed it. I think Rachel Sennett's got a great comic voice. I loved her film Bottoms. I loved the film Shiva Baby, which was sort of her breakout vehicle, and it's great to see her sort of do that sort of comedy in the TV series form. I think my favorite episode so far, aired 2 or 3 weeks ago, was the Elijah Wood episode where he has a great cameo in filtered through the Senate particular lens to see him again. But it's been a really fun show, and I do think that also could potentially find its way into select Globes races if as we say in the past, the Globes always like to reward the shiny new thing, and I think I Love L.A. can fall in that camp, and the comparisons to Girls as well. That show is recognized in its first season for both Lena Dunham and the series itself, so history could repeat itself. I Love L.A. likes to be talked about in the same breath as Girls, so I would not be surprised if it factored in some one way or another.
Yeah, I'm thinking I need to put that in some of my predictions now that you say that.
Nothing for Heated Rivalry, huh? I thought that's where you're going with HBO. Have you guys seen Heated Rivalry yet?
Just the clips.
Right.
Okay. I mean, it is the horniest new show on television, and everyone's talking about it on the internet now. And it's about like these two hockey players who are rivals and they hate each other. And then they end up at like an all-star game and realize the only way to get over this tension is obviously by sleeping with each other. Right. And they go on to have like a love affair at any city they're in at the same time. And this is the show that's blowing up the internet. Whether that gets in at the Globes, I don't know, but it does have like an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's not nothing.
No, I've heard that the book series it's based on is very, very popular as well, and HBO has sort of had this passionate fan base before for gay-centric romances. Our Flag Means Death is a classic example of that. So if this could get some of that heat and fire from it, then I think it could take off and become a big hit across the board, certainly with viewership. So yeah, no, for sure. And before we dive into our Globe predictions, I did want to we got a piece of mail in our mailbag asking specifically about the Globes and Guild's chances for Andor. And this comes from Dave McHugh. So I wanted to answer Dave McHugh since he was very patiently waiting for his response. The email goes, I feel like Andor's best writing drama series win at the Emmys points to many people discovering the show between June and August. With the show possibly being a late bloomer, do we think that the Andor main cast could fare better with the Globes, with the SAGs, with BAFTAs? What do we think? I'm sure we'll talk about Andor during the meat of the conversation, but any initial thoughts about Andor for Dave that we can share with him?
I mean, it's possible Diego is in our top 6 for a Best Actor nomination, even though he did not get nominated at the Emmys, which is so crazy to me because Andor did win a few Creative Arts Emmys. I don't remember the exact number. Was it 4 or 3 or something? But yeah, I'm going to predict Diego. I don't know about the supporting cast, honestly. I think he has the best shot if anyone's going to get in.
I agree. And I think the best shot would be the Globes before SAG, at least. And they didn't get in to the Globes before. So we'll see. I have Andor getting in, and we'll get it more into that. But I think so. I mean, I think that Emmy win was a big hit in the right direction.
It's nice for them to have that Emmy, take home an Emmy for writing for its final season, especially. So this would be its last hurrah, and I can see the Globes potentially celebrating it as such on its way out. So thank you, Dave, for sending that question. Again, if you have any questions, comments, voicemails, please send them our way at awardsmagnet@goldderby.com, and we'll answer them on future episodes. But let's dive into our Golden Globes predictions. Now, before we get into this, I do want to add our disclaimer that we always add when we cover Globes stories, and that is that the Golden Globes producer, Dick Clark Productions, is owned by Penske Media Eldridge, which is a joint venture between Eldridge and Penske Media Corporation, which also owns Gold Derby. So just making that clear up top before we get into Gold's talk.
Does that mean we know the nominations in advance?
I wish. Hey, we could
That
cut
would
to the
be
chase and just get there. And our
We would all have 100% scores.
We're not the law firm counting votes.
But we're going to hear all these nominations announced Monday morning. Let's kick it off with drama series. All right, Marcus, what are your 6 picks in every category? So what are your 6 picks for drama right now?
Yes, and I do love that they have 6 because, some other award shows have just 5. And I mean, TV is so good right now. We could probably even bump it up to 7 or 8, but I mean, 6 is fine. Let's stick to
Don't
6
add
right now. Right now, I have The Pit winning, as it did at the Emmys, of course. It was a huge upset over Severance. Severance, I do have in second place, followed by several new shows here. I have Task being nominated. I have Paradise for season 1 being nominated, and Pluribus as well. And then for me, The White Lotus is a big question mark. Like, season 3 was very buzzy, everyone was talking about it, but it didn't win. Did it win a single Emmy, or did it get shut out completely? I think it may have gotten shut out. So I don't know if it's going to be nominated or people forgetting about it now. I do have it in 6th place, though.
Denton, how about yourself?
Yeah, I had the same issue with The White Lotus. I mean, I feel like again, we talk about like the old voting and the new voting, and I'm still not like caught up in how things are going to go. I feel like it would have definitely been left off before. I'm not sure if it will be this time. I left it off, and I'm going with The Pit. A lot of people have Severance winning. I have a hard time thinking that The Pit would win the Emmy and Severance would win the Golden Globes. And yes, they're 2 different organizations. I get that, but that's not, the math isn't mathing for that to happen for me. I find it much more plausible that something like Pluribus would come in and pull off an upset. And then I do have Andor, and I'm putting in Alien Earth. I think that can still get in. And then as I was looking at my top 5, I was thinking, oh God, there's nothing from Netflix in here. So I went with what I just feel like is the best show on Netflix, and that is The Diplomat, which did get in before. I know Stranger Things is like the hot new buzzy one, but I still think The Diplomat could be holding strong here.
Yeah, no, that absolutely makes sense. Well, let's do a hat trick now for The Pit at number 1. That's my number 1 as well. Agreed completely that an Emmy win seems to make that the clear front runner for at the Globes as well. Severance is also in the mix at my number 2. I am keeping White Lotus in at number 3, just based purely on the buzz. I see where you're coming from about the fact that it got blanked by the Emmys, potentially keeping it just completely off the board this time. But there's too many good actors in it. It was too much of a phenomenon when it was on for me to think that they leave it off completely. So I have it there at number 3, just representing for that. Then a pair of new shows, Pluribus, agreed. The reputation of Gilligan and Seahorn makes us a shoe-in, I think, for drama recognition. I have Task at number 5, and then number 6 for the Netflix instead of Diplomat. I am going with Stranger Things as the final season. I don't know that the Globes will miss the chance to send it off on its way, because they were also one of the first organizations to recognize it way back when it first premiered. The first season scored,
and I think that's the last time they recognized it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
they might bookend it. I mean, they might bookend it, or they might just say, like, nope, we're done with that.
Yeah, right, exactly. That was so 2016. Let's move on to the next thing. But part of me thinks they just can't let it pass by, like a pop culture phenomenon pass by, without sending it out on its way out the door in that way. But
I just looked at that White Lotus. It had 23 Emmy nominations. It did win 1 for Best Main Title Theme Music.
Got it.
So neither of you are going Alien Earth. I'm alone in that.
I would love that. I loved the show. I covered it each week. I interviewed every single person on that show, and I would love it for it to be nominated. I mean, maybe I'll take out White Lotus and put it in. I still have a couple days here to think about it.
I have someone from Alien Earth in a later category, but the show itself, I'm not sure of. Again, the sci-fi, it feels like you get one sci-fi show, and my choice for the Globes is Stranger Things, at least for now. But your point about Andor is also well taken, so that both of those are on their way out. So which sci-fi do they choose to recognize on its way out the door? All right, so that's drama. Over to actor, TV drama actor. Denton, what are your picks right now?
I mean, Noah Wiley. He's gonna get in, and Adam Scott, and then after that, it's like that's where things get wonky again. I have Sterling K. Brown just because he's Sterling K. Brown, and I feel like he gets in everything he wants. I have Gary Oldman for Slow Horses. I think they still love Gary Oldman. I have Diego Luna in for Andor, and then Mark Ruffalo for Task. I was debating on whether I should put Task in drama series as well. So like, I might have to finagle some things, but I do think, I mean, he is the big name and star of that, so I think he gets in for Task.
Yeah, I think so too. I have Mark Ruffalo way up in second place.
Mm.
But I believe my six are the same as yours: Noah Wiley, Mark Ruffalo, Adam Scott, Sterling K. Brown, Diego Luna, and Gary Oldman. Not a lot of. We're not separate here. We're very much the same.
I'm going to throw a few new names into the mix. We've got definitely Noah Wiley and Adam Scott firmly up there at the top two, as they were at the Emmys. I think they're going to battle it again with Noah Wiley probably winning. So yeah, again, along with Pitt's victory in drama series, I have Mark Ruffalo at number 3, being both a big movie star and the face of Task. I think that ensures him getting the top 6. Number 4, I have Ethan Hawke for The Lowdown. He's been very much on the campaign trail already for Blue Moon on the feature film side of things, but I think he's also gotten some of his best career best reviews for The Lowdown, which is a really fun show. He gets to play a kind of Big Lebowski type character who's always getting beat up and complaining and cracking jokes throughout the show. So that I could see him being a double nominee this year on both the film and the TV side. I'm going to say that Billy Bob Thornton will repeat at the Globes for Landman, because the season is there's still a lot of excitement around that show this season, and he's a great face for it. So I think he's my number 5 on the list.
Yeah, they do love Billy. He won for Goliath in 2016 out of nowhere. So, I mean, who doesn't love Billy Bob?
And the people will be excited. I mean, they love Taylor Sheridan. I mean, they wanted Yellowstone in for so long, and then they finally got one in with Kevin Costner, and then he famously didn't show up. So we said he was in there was like a fire or a flood or something. But for whatever reason, he was not able to make it to those Globes when he finally was celebrated. So the fans, at least, are always cheering for these Taylor Sheridan shows.
Absolutely. All right, on to TV drama actress. Marcus, where are you going?
I mean, if Ray Seahorn doesn't win this, I might be a little surprised. There's one episode, I think it's episode 5, where it's just her. Like, there's no one else. It's an hour episode just on her. Like, not a lot of actors could carry that off, and she does it so well. So chef's kiss to her. Britt Lauer I have in second. Kathy Bates, are we still doing Kathy Bates, or are we over her? We like her still, right?
I still have her on there, lower down, but yeah, I still think she's in there.
Okay, I have her in third. Carrie Coon for The Gilded Age. This is a show that I feel like deserves more nominations than it gets, and it got the SAG Ensemble nomination last year, which I think it'll do again. I hope she gets in here. Everyone loves Carrie Coon. Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us, and Kerry Russell for The Diplomat, which I agree. The Diplomat is very, very good, especially this season with the whole West Wing reunion. This was much must-watch TV for season 3.
I will never be over Kathy Bates. I don't have her in first place, though. I do think she's never going to win from Matlock now ever again. I mean, that ship has sailed. But I do think she gets nominated here with Ray Seahorn and Britt Lauer, as you said. I have Jennifer Aniston getting back in for The Morning Show, and Kerry Russell for The Diplomat, and Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us.
I've got Rhea at number 1. Agreed there. I think this is her absolute shot to win this, and the show's built around her, and all the pent up Better Call Saul frustration will finally emerge with this show. Britt Lauer's my number 2. I have Carrie Coon at number 3 for Gilded Age. Carrie at number 4 for Diplomat. Kathy at number 5, and then here's my Alien Earth. I think Sydney Chandler gets in at number 6 as the surprise young dramatic actress,
and she actually got in at the Spirit Awards on Wednesday, which they do. It's funny because the Alien Earth is not an independent show at all. It's very expensive, but I guess they don't care on the TV about whether what your budget is. So she got in there, and then her lead actor Babu Casey, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He got in for lead actor at the Spirit Awards. So that's a possibility we didn't mention for lead actor. He is a possibility at the Globes.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I think someone from the cast will get recognized in lieu of the show itself. So that's the way in for Alien Earth. All right, over to switching from drama to comedy. Denton, kick us off with your picks for comedy series.
I think the studio is going to keep going strong here. So I have that in number 1, Hacks, and then I'm putting in my fingers crossed The Chair Company. And then I'm sticking with Only Murders in the Building. And then I'm a little leery about like the last couple is like how long are they going to stick with some of these shows? I still have Abbott Elementary and The Bear. I see that both of you have removed The Bear. So are we fully
I think we're
pulling
done.
The Bear out of comedy?
I
Like
think we're
I'm just
done.
a little nervous about that. I know they like Wednesday. Like I mean, there's other shows I could be going with, so I don't know if I want to leave The Bear in there either. But I still have it in there in sixth place.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I think the bear got caught in the bear trap, and I think its awards possibilities are dwindling here, especially because that the new season, the season 4, I believe it was not liked by a lot of people. And so when you factor that in with fatigue, you're right. Like the Globes may not want to keep nominating shows in their 4th season. I'm looking at you, Abbott Elementary. I do have it in here, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was out. Only Murders in the Building. Was this season 5?
Yeah, season 5.
I don't know if that's a lock. Hacks was season 4. To me, the studio is a bigger lock to win comedy than the pit is to win drama, mainly because of the competition. The studio is just like way out front compared to all these other shows. I do have Hacks in 2nd, Only Murders in 3rd, The Paper in 4th, which I'm like, I enjoyed it, but I don't know if a lot of other people enjoyed it. And then I have Abbott currently in 5th and Wednesday in 6th. I don't know. It's I could see a lot of these other on the bubble shows making it in, and I would be not surprised whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. My top 3 are basically yours: Studio, Hacks, and Only Murders. I do have Abbott Elementary clinging on to 4th, and then I have Wednesday at 5th, just on the strength of Jenna Ortega, the fandom surrounding her. And then number 6 is my, again, sort of stealth pick, I Love L.A. I think that could be the one new comedy that gets in, as opposed to The Paper, which I think it seemed like the buzz built a little bit for that Office spinoff as it went along. It dropped all at once on Peacock, and people sort of discovered it over time. Taylor Swift gave it a shout out at one point, so it did get it. People were watching, but I don't know if there's the same excitement around it. Whereas I Love LA does seem to have more interest in it. To me, it seems like, anyway, from afar. So between those two new comedy, that's the one I'm leaning towards.
Excuse me. What about The Chair Company? I still think that one. I still think that's the one to get in. I will say about the Globes, though, is they are better with Peacock than other voting groups. They actually pay attention to shows on Peacock. They've given some recognition to more shows on Peacock. So I think The Paper has a better shot with the Globes than anything it has coming up.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Domhnall Gleeson did get a Globe nomination in the past as well, so he has been nominated for that, and is recognized and could certainly wind up in Best Comedy Actor, which is what we're getting to next. So, Marcus, what are your Best Comedy Actor picks?
Seth Rogen feels pretty strong here for a first place prediction. Also, I have Martin Short getting in. Adam Brody, nobody wants this. I don't think we mentioned his show for comedy, which is, I mean, it's certainly a possibility to get in one of those 6 slots, as is him and Kristen Bell, who we'll talk about in a moment.
I mean, nobody wants this. The second season sort of came in like with a flat line a little bit. I feel like it was like, and here it is, and nobody cared.
I feel like that happens a lot with shows that all come out on the same day. Like all the episodes come out on the same day. Like the buzz is there for like a week and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, my picks are, I was looking at the odds earlier. My picks are Seth Rogen, Martin Short, Ted Danson, Domhnall Gleeson, Glenn Powell for Chad Powers, and Steve Martin. Glenn Powell's kind of like a maybe not. I could see it go either way.
No, he's on my list. I think the movie stardom surrounding him would be popular with Globes orders, and he has the whole makeover thing going on. The fact that they can really emphasize the transformation from Glenn to Chad is a big selling point of the show. He certainly talked a lot about it on the press tour, as he did with us and other places. So I think that I can definitely see him getting in, especially with 6 slots to fill. I think he's the movie star, the designated movie star that gets in on this particular ballot. Otherwise, I have Seth Rogen, Martin Short, Steve Martin, Adam Brody. The show I don't think will get in, but I can see those 2 leads are so likable. I think Adam Brody hangs on, and Kristen Bell's we'll get to in a minute. And then Denton, Tim Robinson, my stealth number 6 surprise pick for Best Actor, based again on how that show broke out, and he's beloved. So if enough Globes voters go for him, he could easily get into the acting race. So those are my 6.
Yeah, I have him up in third behind Seth Rogen, and I still have Adam Brody, and I would probably move him down. And Martin Short. I'm still not letting go of Jeremy Allen White. I know that you guys are completely like crossing out the bear, but I just he could be a double nominee.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I'm not ready to let him go completely. And then I still have Steve Martin in there. I don't know about that. I might replace him. I had Glenn Powell in, and then I took him out just because everything he's doing is just sort of tanking right now. But I might go put him back in there instead of Steve Martin, who is always sort of like the question mark from Only Murders. Martin Short's always the more secure bet. So let me go. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go take Steve Martin out. Sorry, Steve. And I'm going to put Glenn Powell back in my
There we
second.
go.
Mm.
Well, it's appropriate. This week they did announce that Chad Powers was coming back for season 2, and I bet you they saved that specifically because they're like, no, he's coming back. There's going to be more Chad Powers, so they'll get the Glenn Powell train going.
There will be
As
a running
voters are marking their ballots.
Right.
And there was a dark horse we haven't mentioned, Nathan Fielder for The Rehearsal. Is this
Right.
possible? He's in 10th place in our odds.
I think it's either Fielder or Robinson, and I feel like Robinson, the chair company, is more recent and it's more present in people's minds.
Definitely the same weird cringe vibe.
Very,
It's like The
yeah.
Curse. Also, that was the show I was thinking of earlier that I couldn't think of. But yeah, I was thinking Fielder as well, but I think it's going to be Tim Robinson.
Yeah. All right, over to comedy actress. Denton, are you? It's Jean Smart, right? Like that. That's our number one. She's going 4 for 4.
I mean, I feel like she's just at this point where she's just going to win everything until the show is over, and nothing can really stop that train. And then I really feel like everyone else is just everyone else. I don't know where to go with this. Everyone's sort of a repeat nominee. It's not very exciting. Maybe they will throw something in that's fresh, but right now I have Kristen Bell, Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Jenna Ortega Wednesday, Iowa Debris the Bear, and Selena Gomez for Only Murders, which is like the top 6. So I don't know. Can Kristen Wiig get back in? Rachel Sennett, Kate Hudson, another possible double nominee. People like Running Point. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've got Jean Smart winning this, but I feel like if there's one awards group that will drop her, it is the Globes because of how much they love new things.
Right.
Like, I mean, when we talk about SAG predictions, or sorry, actor award predictions later on, I'm sure I will be saying Jean Smart is a lock there. But here, I don't think it's 100% that she's going to win this. But I have her at number 1, of course, and then I have Quinta at 2, Jenna at 3, Kristen Bell at 4, Selena Gomez at 5, and Kristen Wiig I have in 6. But I'm going to take out Kristen Wiig and put in Rachel Sennett. I think you convinced me.
And then you just mirrored my list exactly. So there you go.
Okay.
We have exactly the same 6 that way.
The thing about Jean too, and like how the Globes would be the first to let go of her. The problem is that there's nobody new, except unless you go as far down as Rachel Sennett, which I guess is a possibility, but I don't know if there's that much buzz around I Love L.A. for her to win Best Actress.
And there's Uzo Aduba for The Residents. She's in 9th place, but I mean, the show got canceled.
Right.
So there's kind of that tarnish on it.
Yeah, I almost think that, again, the Senate nomination would be the win in this case. It puts her in that company. It's like the Jenna Ortega nomination the first year of Wednesday. It's the new comedic performer on the scene that they like to recognize. So that's my logic there. And I think, look at it this way: Jean Smart, they've already said Hacks' 5th season is its last, so she only has one more year to dominate, and then it's all new people from there on out. So people have another one more season to have to wait for their turn, basically. All right, let's leave comedy behind and head into limited series. Denton, what's your pick for number 2 behind Adolescence?
There hasn't been a lot of strong limited series that have come along since the Emmys. I mean, that's sort of like the difference. So I feel like there's not going to be a lot of movement here. So I think everyone thinks Adolescence is just going to throw down, and it will. Dying for Sex, Black Mirror. I have Monster the Ed Gein story in. I don't know how that's going to fare. I will say this is like, everyone agrees probably that it's the worst season. However, the first 2 seasons weren't huge critical successes, and they still got it at the Globes. It's still a very popular show, so I have Monster getting in, and then Dope Thief. And then I'm just going with one new show that has the best reviews. I had a great making of panel with this team, and it's just a really well done show. And that's Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. It's something for Peacock, and I think the Golden Globe voters can try to appreciate sort of as many networks as they can when they consider voting. So I'm going with that one for Peacock.
I'm going to defend Ed Gein. I liked this season more than Menendez. I really did.
Menendez is my favorite season of all three.
Oh, it's my least favorite.
Oh, I liked it. Okay.
But the critics have always trashed Ryan Murphy shows. I think that they just don't appreciate the campiness and this over the top silliness, and that's why All's Fair, which I don't think we even mentioned, or maybe as a joke, but I mean that's a possibility here at the Globes. But it's a drama, right? It's not a comedy. It could be a comedy.
I think they should have entered as a comedy. Actually,
Yeah,
I think that would have been a smart move. It would have been a smart move.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the old Globes for sure would have gotten. Would have had a chance. But again, we just don't know how this new voting group goes anymore. So it's going to be interesting.
So yeah, I have Adolescence in first, and then Monster in second, Dying for Sex in third, Sirens in fourth, Black Mirror in fifth, and Black Rabbit, two blacks, in sixth.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like my list is very Netflix heavy, and I probably should diversify a little bit. But I have Adolescence at number one, obviously. I actually think my number two is The Beast in Me. I don't know why I feel that way, but something about the Claire Danes of it all, I can see that. And it's very new in people's minds. I have heard people talking about it, so I could see that one certainly getting recognized. On the Peacock front, All Her Fault was another buzzy show. It has the Succession pedigree with Sarah Snook, so I think that's a possibility. Black Rabbit. Dying for Sex, and then Ed Gein as well. So that's where I'm going again. I'm very, very Netflix heavy. I feel like I said, needed a few other shows, but I think All Her Fault would be my Peacock pick, personally. But all right, over in limited actor, again, Stephen Graham for Adolescence is my number one. I have Charlie Hunnam at number two. Marcus, you had a great interview with him, and that people loved. I think they really like seeing Charlie Hunnam in this new look.
Yeah. I think Denton talked to him too. I think he's making the rounds at Golden.
Oh yeah,
you're next, Ethan.
yeah, we've all got to set aside. I'll just talk to him about Pacific Rim the whole time, so he'll have to build stuff for that. Number three, keeping on the Beast in Me train, I have Matthew Rhys. Number four, Michael Shannon for Death by Lightning. I think that's a show that I don't think really got a ton of buzz, but he's very good in it, and playing a president is a great way to find yourself in an awards race. And then I have the double Black Rabbit brothers, Jason Bateman and Jude Law, persuaded by Zach Laws, who made the argument that there's no reason to discount both actors for getting this nomination even for the same show. So those are my picks. How about you, Denton? Where are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think Stephen Graham still probably hasn't wrapped up, and then I have Charlie Hunnam for Monster, Brian Tyree Henry for Dope Thief, Jason Bateman, Black Rabbit. I have Paul Giamatti for Black Mirror. I feel like I'm a little iffy about that one. I don't know if I want to. I just don't know who I want to switch him out for right now. And then I'm actually going with Jason Clarke for Murdoch, Death in the Family. I think he was awesome in that show. He was the stand-up performer. And I think people really liked the show. I think that could break through at the Globes as well. And if it does, Jason Clarke deserves to be the one that does it.
Interesting. So for TV actor limited movie, I am going with Charlie Hunnam here, even though Stephen Graham won the Emmy, kind of in a bit of a surprise. And I was just looking at last year's Golden Globes to refresh my memory. Baby Reindeer did win series, but Richard Gadd did not win actor. It was Colin Farrell for The Penguin. So there is precedent for this exact same thing to happen, where they copy the Emmy for when it comes to the series, but then for the acting, they maybe want to switch it up and give it to somebody new. So Charlie's my number one, Stephen Graham number two, Brian Tyree Henry number three, Jason Bateman number four, Paul Giamatti in fifth, and Jude Law for Black Rabbit in sixth.
There we go. Nice. All right, over to actress. Marcus, where are you going with actress?
Okay, so do you remember the Emmy time? I'm like, oh, Michelle Williams is going to win the Emmy, and then she's going to just sweep all of award season. Well, I was wrong. She did not win the Emmy. It was Kristen Milioti, who definitely deserved it for The Penguin. I mean, don't get me wrong. But now I think Michelle Williams' sweep will start here. Also, Critics' Choice I think will come first on the calendar. So there as well, and here as well. Second place I have Megan Fahey. Third, Renee Zellweger. Fourth, Sarah Snook for All Her Fault. Five, Patricia Arquette for, there you go, Denton, a little Murdaugh love for you. And then six, Claire Danes, I put her in today, The Beast in Me. I think, Ethan's right, there is some buzz for the show. And if it's going to get an acting nomination, I think she has the best shot of any category.
Yeah, again, if I keep looking back to the old Globes, at the old Globes, I don't think anyone could lose an Emmy and then come back and win a Golden Globe. But I do have Michelle Williams winning this, and it's really for like a lack of a better option. I think I have Megan Fahey for Sirens, Rashida Jones, Black Mirror, Patricia Arquette for Murdoch. I have Toni Collette in for Wayward. I just love Toni Collette, so that's just, I don't know. And then Sarah Snook for All Her Faults. And I mean, she's great in that. I don't have Claire Danes in. I don't have any of The Beast in Me in. I'm not like getting the love of that show. I mean, I need to let that simmer a little bit before I know for sure. But I have Sarah Snook in my final slot.
Yeah, no, I feel like a little bit like I was throwing darts for this particular category, but I do have Sarah. I actually have Sarah Snook in number one, just based on the newness of All Her Fault and based on the Succession pedigree. I can see that carrying over into this. But Michelle Williams is a number two, and I could certainly flip that easily. I think the argument that being passed over by the Emmys doesn't preclude all these other awards from falling in line behind her. She is really widely liked and respected. She's about to go back on stage with a production of Anna Christie here in New York, so certainly she'll be present for that. So very easily could have her take this statuette. I do have Claire Danes number three for Beast in Me. For some reason, I'm not even the biggest fan of that show, but I just hear people talking about it a lot, so I think it has penetrated, and those two actors are very well liked in general. So Netflix somehow has that recipe for that limited series that takes off with people. So I can't help but have it represented across the board. Joining in the Pusher Arquette recognition for Murdaugh, and then Megan Fahey for Sirens. That was a big surprise when she was nominated for the Emmys way back when. So I wondered, like, is that excitement still there? But I think so. I think the White Lotus pedigree helps with that as well. And then number six, again, like I said, dart throw, Robin Wright for The Girlfriend, since she was such a creative force behind it, and an acting nod as a way to recognize all her participation. But I'm not wedded to that. It just was like, okay, is it Toni Collette or Robin Wright for number six? And I did think about Toni Collette, but I was like, oh, Robin Wright had more to do with her show, so I went with her, but not wedded.
Another possibility is Amanda Seyfried for Long Bright River. She got snubbed at the Emmys, but I mean, all the love for The Testament of Anne Lee could push her up in this category as well. She could be a double nominee.
A lot of potential double nominees this year. I mean, as we go through these categories, and some of the ones have a better shot in the film side, like, could be pushed up on TV because of that.
Right. Absolutely. All right, last two, and they're the supporting races, where we have comedy, drama, and limited all big together in one big bowl that we get to mess around in. So, Marcus, why don't you kick us off with your supporting actor picks?
I really think Owen Cooper is going to run the gamut here and win everywhere. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, but it just seems like, the supporting category was made for a performance like this. Right. Tremel Tillman, Emmy winner as well. He's in second place for me. Tom Pelphrey for Task, which I still remember him on Ozark, and he just blew me away on that show. I was so mad when he was snubbed. So hopefully there's going to be some justice for Tom at the Emmys and all these other shows leading up to it. Walton Goggins, I do have a White Lotus person getting in here. I think he has a really good shot just because of who he is. And Fallout, by the way, Fallout is premiering in December, but they're holding it for the Globes and SAG and Critics' Choice for next year. So he won't be snubbed for Fallout. He's just not even he's not eligible. Right. Ike Barinholtz for The Studios in fifth place, and then Billy Crudup hanging on there for The Morning Show for me in sixth place.
How about yourself, Denton?
Yeah, I mean, I think Owen Cooper is still going to just keep coasting, and then I have Tremel Tillman for Severance. I do have Walton Goggins for The White Lotus, Tom Pelphrey for Task, Ike Barinholtz for The Studio, and I also have Billy Crudup holding on for The Morning Show.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much different order, but same people. Agreed as well. I think if White Lotus wins anything, it'll be for Walton Goggins. I just think about the way he really took off with that with that show. But he's behind several other people at this point in that overall race, I think. All right, and supporting actress, Denton. Where are you going? Supporting actress.
This is like a nightmare for me. I had no idea what I was doing, but like I will say my possibly my most interesting thing about this is that I do not have Hannah Einbinder in my top 6, and she's ranked first. So
Okay. There we go.
I'm going Erin Doherty, Adolescence, Catherine Lanasa, The Pit, Catherine O'Hara, The Studio, Laurie Metcalf, who is the monster in Monster the Ed Gein story. I mean, whatever people think about that, I mean, she's absolutely bananas in that show, and I love every second of it. And then I do have the White Lotus duo of Parker Posey and Carrie Coon, and I don't know if they can like hold on for that or not. It's going to be interesting. So I don't know. Is it like a huge mistake that I just said, "Sorry, Hannah Einbinder, it's not happening"? I don't know.
We did it with the bear. It's so you deserve to do it in this case.
I think the huge mistake is not putting Laurie Metcalf at number 1. Denton. I think she's so good in this, and Niecy. I mean, it's the Niecy Nashville from Monster season 1, like the person you cannot look away from. Like she is not the monster in the title, but she is a character that you just every time she's on screen, you have to focus in on her. So she's got my number 1 vote. Catherine Lanasa from The Pit. I'm rooting for her to get in. She won the Emmy, of course, a few months ago. And Hannah Einbinder is in my 3rd place. But I mean, if she gets snubbed, would I be surprised? No, I wouldn't be. Just because, as Ethan said, this is a category where it's drama, comedy, limited series, TV movies, they're all combined. So anyone being snubbed here wouldn't surprise me. Carrie Coon I have for The White Lotus, Erin Doherty for Adolescence, who won the Emmy as well, and Jenny Slate for Dying for Sex.
You can tell I'm the one who doesn't watch Monster because I don't have Laurie Metcalf in my picks at all. Apologies, Laurie. You're also great on Broadway right now in Little Bear Ridge Road. So I bow at Laurie Metcalf for sure. I have Catherine Lanasa in my number 1 spot, repeating her Pit Emmy win. After that, I do have Hannah Einbinder at number 2. So not ready to give up on her just yet. But to your points, if she's left out, Jean Smart, Hacks is very much the Jean Smart show in a lot of ways. So she will always be represented one way or the other. I have Erin Doherty then for number 3, and then the White Lotus duo of Carrie and Parker, and then Catherine O'Hara at number 6. So that's where I'm going without Laurie Metcalf. But it sounds like I need to catch up on it just for her performance alone.
And really, the first episode is her strongest one. After that, she kind of goes into the background.
Thanks for joining us for our Golden Globes talk. Be sure to stay tuned for our film talk, which you can queue up right after this to hear what we have to say about that. And look for the final results to be announced on Monday. And we'll be back in your ears and in your feeds then with our instant reactions to the Golden Globe nomination morning. All right, take care, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for listening to Awards Magnet, Gold Derby podcast. Like what you heard? Leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Awards Magnet is produced by Andrew Merrill. Our logo is designed by Chelsea Sakura. Please like and subscribe to stay on top of all the awards news and email us at awardsmagnet@goldderby.com.